Guys, lately I have had quite a few inquiries about solving marriage problems and family issues. Now, I've always said there is no such a thing as relationship problems with others. All relationship problems with other people are literally the projection of your personal trauma. When you failed to heal your relationship with yourself, you project that trauma, you project that unhealed relationship out into the world. So all external relationship problems that you have with others, it's a mere reflection of your inner unhealed traumatic state. So there's not much point for you to want to go out there to go and see a counselor to try to put your family together or try to put your marriage together. You might temporarily put it together, but the problem will still be there and it will repeat itself again and again for the rest of your life. So the only thing that you can ever work on in this life is you, is yourself, is your relationship to yourself. So then you must know who this self is. Who are you, right? So who are you? And how many facets of yourself are you? Whenever you say, I am, anything before the I am, it's a representation of your consciousness. I am is the most powerful statement under the sun. I am that I am is the statement of the Creator. So whenever you say, I am traumatized, or I am the victim of someone, or I am tired, or I am fatigued, or I am unhappy, you are defining who you are. You are sending out a type of vibratory frequency out into the world. And what's going to happen is then you are attracting the exact same frequency resonance to come back to you. So if you make a statement that you are somehow a victim, you are going to put yourself into the position of being victimized further. And the cycle just goes around and around and around until you break that chain. Now, many people send me these messages in a state of victimhood. My mother did this to me the other day, or my husband did this to me the other day, or my husband did this to me the other day. Now, please know, nobody did anything to you. Everybody did everything to themselves, and then they projected it out onto the person who they are closest with. And so usually they are your family, your partners. And why do people do that? Why do people hurt their family the most? You want to know why? Some people will never hurt their friends or their business associates. They are like an angel out there. But they are an absolute asshole to their family members, to their own parents, or to their own kids. Why do you think that's the case? Because you have a soul contract with each other. You have a soul contract with each other to bring out the worst in each other in order for each other to heal. Let me say that again. I said it many times already in the other masterclasses, but I will say it again. No one is doing anything to you. Everyone is doing everything to themselves, and then they're projecting it out onto you. And the reason why they projected it onto you is because they trusted you the most, that you're not going to hurt them or destroy them because they know you're the family and you still have this love within yourself. At the same time, they are only there to fulfill their promise to you, because they have promised to you, and in fact, they actually had a contract with you that they are going to be an asshole to bring out the worst in you. They're going to gaslight you until the cows come home, until you got nothing left in you to be gaslit, until you're free from your trauma. That's the contract you have with them. They will annoy the shit out of you until you clear all your trauma. And they are the facilitators of your healing. They are there to bring shit to the surface so you can recognize them, so you can accept them, so you can acknowledge them, and so you can clear them. The person who hurt you the most is giving you the greatest opportunity for you to heal the deepest part of your pain. People are running around screaming, we want freedom, we want freedom. The real freedom doesn't come out from there. The real freedom is not external. The only freedom is when you have the ability to raise your arm and to put it down again. That is the absolute freedom. The absolute freedom is when you consciously know that you have a choice. You can choose to fight, and you can choose not to fight. The decision is yours. Nobody is able to push your button for you to react. No one. That's when you have your greatest freedom. So, when you send out messages to other people or to me and said that these people did this to me or this happened to me, it's a good idea for you to review that statement and to transform that statement into, I have attracted this into my life to learn something. What is this that I need to learn? What are the wisdoms that I can cultivate out of this experience? What lesson was planted in here for me to learn, for me to evolve? All obstacles in your life are there as a portal for you to go through to find the inner resource that is hidden from you. All obstacles, there's no exception. All obstacles are created by your soul for you to go through the portal to find the inner resource, for you to cultivate wisdom, so you can become a better version of who you want to be. So, in your mind, there's a lot of victims. Your mind has been programmed, has been hypnotized to believe you are a victim of your circumstances. You have a belief system that has been ingrained into you from childbirth, from birth. And then your parents gave their unfinished business to you. So unless you realize that, and unless you break that cycle, unless you wake up to the fact that there's no such thing as victim, every single person in this universe has the ability to co-create their destinies with their creator. And I said that again and again in all the master classes. And the reason why I repeat myself so many times is because there's nothing else that you need to know apart from the fact that you are responsible for everything that you have created in this life. And that is a very, very powerful statement. When you said to yourself, I am responsible for everything that is happening in my life. You know how powerful that is? Because now it's up to you to go and reverse engineer that, to decreate that if you don't like the result. And you have all the power and all the resources that is necessary for you to create that transformation, to alchemize the whole process. And that ability to do so is actually written inside your DNA. You actually have the innate intelligence to do so. Nobody actually has to teach you that. The reason why you don't know how to do it is because it has been hidden by layers and layers and layers of so-called education and programming. So you have forgotten who you are. You have forgotten your ability. And then you have forgotten the fact that you have forgotten. Many, many, many layers deep. You have forgotten the fact that you have forgotten, and then you have forgotten that. So now it's time for you to reverse engineer that and start remembering. Start remembering you're not random. You are actually a spark of the highest level of intelligence. You are quite important. You are actually a fractal of a whole, of the utmost intelligent phenomena. You are not alone. You're not isolated. You're a spark coming from the big spark. And whatever makes that big environment is actually within you. So define your identity, acknowledge your identity, have a relationship with that identity. If you don't have a relationship with that divine identity, then who are you? If you forever think you are the victim of somebody else, then you are the slave. You are the slave of everyone and everything else. I don't think you want that life. So wake up to the fact that no one has made you into the victim. You have made yourself into the victim. And the fact that you are divine, it's a fact. It's not a positive thinking thing. If you embrace your divinity and you have a wonderful relationship with your Creator, can you imagine how much fun you're going to have in creating abundance, in creating prosperity, in creating joy, in creating fun, because they are the signatures of the creative universe. So partner with the power of the universe. Don't be so stupid to hide yourself into this closet and to create a little box in there for you to hide and believe that that's all there is to your life. And to talk as if you have no power to create whatever you want. Whenever you say, my husband did this to me, change that, alchemize that. That's a shit statement. Whenever you say, my boss did this to me, you have failed. You have failed in accepting your own divinity and value in accepting your divinity. It's going to lead to a failed result. So just remember, before you go out there and expect and ask other people to help you fix your marriage, repair your family relationship, know that that's you're delusional in even asking that question. Ask the question, how do I become more conscious? How do I define a better version of me? How do I own more responsibility? What are the lessons that I need to learn? What are the wisdoms am I supposed to cultivate? When my husband said that to me, I feel this way. Instead of pointing the fingers at him and accuse him for doing something to you, come back to yourself. What actually got triggered within me when he said that? Why did I react the way I did? What got activated? What was actually in there already, ready to be gaslit? Now, when you are able to turn the focus back onto yourself, do you have any idea how much energy you would gain? How much more empowered could you be when you turn the focus back into you? So, spend the rest of your life in cultivating yourself. Invest all your energy into yourself. Because you can't help shit. You can't help anybody if you don't do that. That is the most fundamental task, the most fundamental responsibility you have. You actually made a vow to do that before you even come here as a human being. You are here to assist in the evolution of the soul, and not just your soul, your whole soul group, your whole oversoul, your whole spiritual lineage. When you break the chain, when you heal your trauma, when you attain another level of freedom, they all healed. They all attain another level of freedom. This is our task, every single human being on this planet. We're all here to assist the soul to evolve. It doesn't matter whether you refer them as light or dark or good or bad or whatever. That's all human language. Beyond all human language, there's only one language. And this language, it's called the language of frequency. And this frequency is related to whatever vibration, whatever frequency that you send out, whatever the energy that you emit out of your state of being. And please don't think that God favors you somehow. God doesn't favor anyone. God only cares about balance. God is trying to experience life through your state of being. When you perform as a victim, you are allowing God to experiencing victimhood. When you express yourself as divine, you are allowing God to experience itself as divine. And each one of us are just apples on the big apple tree. And there's this one tree full of billions and billions of apples. We come from the same place, and we're going to go to the same place. And a few years in between, the few years of our life on the planet, try to make it work. Try to make it count. Try to make it so you are fulfilled, so you are purposeful, so you are content, so you know you didn't come here to waste this oxygen. You have come here to fulfill your divine destiny. And when you know you are here doing that, that's when you have true joy in your heart. So, for those who are still complaining that your husband, your parents, your kids, your bosses, your neighbors, your friends are doing whatever they do to you, change your story. Change your narrative. Transform your state of being from the state of victimhood to the state of co-creator. Thank them for whatever they do to you. Thank them. Be grateful for the people who make you fall down, because they are giving you an opportunity to learn how to stand up again. So be thankful to them. Change your narrative to thank you for doing this, because you are now giving me an opportunity to redefine myself, to redefine my value as a human being, to remake myself into a better version of me. If people don't give you a beautiful flower, if they come with a bucket load full of shit, use that as the manure to grow your flower. Everything in life has a purpose, but they don't come to you as a positive thing all the time. When some so-called negative thing come to you, you have the power to transform them into the manure to grow the most beautiful flower. Use them as fertilizers. And if you generate toxic shit, then give it to the Mother Earth to be used as fertilizers. Everything in life has a purpose. And there's never, ever, 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 never have any negative without one's ability to transform that so-called negative into a fuel for something else to grow. All of your trauma can be transformed into your superpower to heal your life. In fact, all of your traumas are portals for you to go into a higher dimension to release the lower dimensional energy. So make sure that you are not afraid of opening up that can of worms. If you don't open them up, they're just going to breathe in there. And then you have to come back and do it all over again. It's not worth it. It's not as scary as you think either. I have given a lot of talks in the masterclass, so go study there. Plenty of resources. All those resources are all my life experiences. I have overcome shit ton of so-called trauma. And there's not one of them that I'm not sending my blessings to. I'm so grateful for everything that has ever happened in my life, because I've learned how to cultivate wisdom from it. I've learned how to alchemize it. I've learned how to turn shit into gold. And you can do the same as well. Okay? So until next time, I will see you again. Sending you lots of love and lots of blessings.